We should go high the beat. Stopping in, we've been tapping in. We ain't never late. Dropping gems, we've been locking in. Now let's elevate. Took L's to win, running laps again. This is steady race. People's champ, boy, yeah, you know I've been a heavyweight. Stopping in, we've been tapping in. We ain't never late. Dropping gems, we've been locking in. Now let's elevate. Took L's to win, running laps again. This is steady race. People's champ, boy, yeah, you know I've been a heavyweight.
Going on, everybody? Back for part 2, coming in here just for you. Heavyweight Bros in the building. It is still technically episode 28. It is February 20. What's going on?
I heard that boys and bros get put together.
And I said it with like a weird country accent.
Yes, you
Your boys?
What is going on?
Nah, what you go? We go, but yeah. But let's say I was like Heavyweight Bros.
Yes.
But it is what it is. Like I said, we back at it for part 2. Like we tried a new format out for you guys. So this one's gonna be the popcorn poppy centric episode. But like I said, of course, I'm your host, the 5XL assassin, the diabolical diabetic, the big nasty. And to my right, a man who looks like he's on a mission right now. Like you look super focused.
Yo, I'm making sure, man.
Like you look like Hugh Jackman in Swordfish, like about to hack into like the main.
I'm learning, man. Making sure we good. Make sure the bros is good.
But this braid in my right is the high yellow head man.
Yes.
You know, Coach Buck.
Yes.
The freaking Deacon, my man Uncle Raisin. What's going on, bro? How you liking this new format? Is it working for you?
We'll see how it goes. Man. I mean, whatever gets the people happy, man. You know?
Because I felt like you were a little skeptical at first.
I'm always
skeptical?
Yeah.
So am I the optimist and you're the pessimist? Is that how this works? Because I always feel like
no. So let me change that. Yeah, I'm not always skeptical. I'm not.
So am I the pessimist?
Yes.
Or you just didn't want to be the pessimist, so you're like, if it's not going to be me, it's got to be you.
Yeah, because I want to be optimistic about the outcomes.
But you're not.
I am.
So you're the liar. So like we said, guys, we're trying this new format out to try to give you like shorter, quicker videos.
Yep.
Make sure that you guys like and subscribe, and definitely hit the comments and let us know like if you are feeling this new format, so that way we can keep trying to give you the content that you guys are actually looking for. So like your voices are always heard and your comments are always welcome. Make sure that you guys hit us up. And without further ado, we're gonna go straight into Don't Stop Pop That Popcorn Poppy. You know what I mean? I did go to the movie theaters.
Gonna get old.
I feel like every time like you do, like you get like a little startled because like I give it.
Never know when it's coming.
So yeah, like I did actually go to the movie theaters this week, and like the biggest movie that was out and that I saw was Uncharted, starring Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg, based on the PlayStation video games, about adventurer Nathan Drake, who's like a treasure hunter. He's kind of like new age, handsome Indiana Jones. I mean, it's kind of like
say Indiana Jones, national treasure type feel to it.
Yeah, very national, but like National Treasure is like a little bit more kid friendly.
Gotcha.
But stuff like that. But like that's pretty much the vibe of this movie. So like, do you know anything about Uncharted? Like, do you ever like you never played the games or anything either? I know of the games. I wasn't a PlayStation guy, so it's like I didn't have a PS3. And I just got a PS4, so like I didn't really rock with the Uncharted games like that. Nah. I've seen a ton of the cutscenes, and like I know a lot of the stuff that's going on. So like when things happened in this movie that I saw, I was like, I know that this is like a direct scene from the game.
So I have to watch the game in order to watch this movie?
Not at all. Like it's like they're not like big like things, but it's like, you know, like the sets. It would be like if you were watching a Street Fighter movie and like they were like in a bathhouse. Like, oh yeah, this is from the game. This is where they fight a Street Fighter. Like they're in a farmer's market or like something like that. It's like because that's what they do in the game. So I wish I had the box office numbers because the movie just came out. So like I don't even think that they've been released. So we're gonna try and I'm gonna give my spoiler-free take of it first and foremost, and then like we'll put a timestamp in there so that way you guys know when we're getting into like spoiler territory.
Perfect.
Do you plan on watching this movie?
Should I? We'll wait for the popcorn poppy take, and then we'll find out.
Yo, why were your eyes so just like?
Because I was like, we might throw this in with the 355. It just the trailer did not look interesting to me.
Okay, I will say this, and I think this was one of the things that was to the detriment of the movie. A lot of the big action set pieces were in the trailers. So it's like even when these big things are happening and it's like it's supposed to be this, you're like, I already seen this piece, or at least I know how this starts and this ends. Like maybe I don't know the intricacies and like the ins and outs of it. But it's like I have an idea of like what this scene is because I've seen it like in the trailer.
And I'm not like a big Mark Wahlberg acting fan.
Not
I
at
feel
all?
like he only does well when he has a strong supporting cast.
Okay. What's your favorite Mark? Do you have a favorite Mark Wahlberg movie? Or
Four Brothers. Very
that's your
strong
favorite
support.
Mark Wahlberg movie?
Yes.
Well, other guys.
Andre Three Stacks was on it.
That's your star actor?
Yes.
Is
Yes.
Andre 3000?
Tyrese was dope in that joint too. Even the brother was better than Mark Wahlberg in that joint. When that man came walking across the ice in that fur coat to fight old boy from American Gangster, I was like, come on.
What's his name? It's Bobby. Is it Bobby Johnson? That's not his name. What is it in? But when he comes in with the fur coat, he's like, I like the way you do business. like that whole scene is hard. The whole movie is not that good, but it's like that scene at least is hard. The movie is very mediocre. It's definitely a residential staple, like in residential programs and in lockup facilities.
Yes.
Like Gridiron Gang and Four Brothers are most certainly in the DVD collection.
I mean, if you like, I can't really think of any other Mark Wahlberg movies that stood out to me. Like Invincible was like,
What about Boogie Nights?
I never watched it.
Oh, okay. So you kind of missed out on that. And you said no with the other guys?
With the what? The other guys were good, but because Will Ferrell was in it.
I was like, because then he has the other Will Ferrell movie where they're like,
Will Ferrell was in it.
But like, yeah, like what about the Departed?
Leonardo DiCaprio was in it.
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson was in it.
Matt Damon.
Come on, man.
Anthony Anderson.
Come on, man. Come on.
I'm not saying you're not wrong. He's not the strongest actor. Like that's definitely the case. But it's like, but I feel like we're getting crazy off topic into this like Mark Wahlberg territory.
My bad.
So like I'm gonna try and get through this spoiler-free version of it, and then like I'll get into the spoilery things about it. I thought the movie was very mediocre. Like it was very, very like.
Why am I not surprised?
Like there was a point in time. It's like, what I feel like when you watch a movie, you should be invested in this movie for the most part, right? Like you're very much like I'm here, and it's like I don't really notice like a lot of the other things going on.
Okay.
I found myself, I was like, ooh, that joke didn't hit, or this thing didn't hit, and then I would look at the crowd. And I was like, this is the most silent crowd I've ever heard. I was like, nobody's reacting. So I was like, it ain't me. I was like, everybody was feeling like these things aren't hitting, type of deal.
Is that a cricket?
I do think that both Mark Wahlberg and Tom Holland were very miscast in this movie. And like from the little bit that I know of these characters, I'm like, these aren't the people who should be playing these characters. Like from what I know of Nathan Drake is, first of all, he's an older gentleman. He's like, I want to say he's in his like late 30s. He's very like a capable, like, he's very fit. And he's very smart and all this other stuff. And it's like, is he a wise ass? He's like, yes. But it's like, it's like, and now that I think about it, it's like, it's kind of like Mark Wahlberg should have been Nathan Drake in a sense. Like, you know what I mean? Like a little bit, it's like, they kind of missed that part up. And it's like, Tom Holland, he does Tom Holland things. Like he's still doing like this Peter Parker, Barney McFly thing. Like, like he's like bumbling into stuff. And like, that's not a Nathan Drake. Nathan Drake is very much like Tom Cruise in the Mission Impossible movies almost. Okay. Where it's like, I first of all, I'm the smartest person in the room because like, he's like this archaeologist that's like this knows all this other stuff. He's handsome, he's wisecracking, he's all this stuff. And then like when stuff goes sideways, he's not like fumbling into stuff, but he's just like, all right, I know that I can like, if I throw myself here, I can like swing off this and like I could do that. Like he's very in control. And it's like Tom Holland is very much like slipping and sliding like all over places. Like it's like Barney McFly is a really good example where like Marty's like going around stuff and it's like people are chasing him and like all this other stuff.
They redo Back to the Future and he gets cast and I'm blaming you.
I wouldn't be surprised. I think they were already trying to do something like that, if I'm not mistaken. And they were going to do Robert Downey Jr. as Doc. I think that's what they were trying to do. So it's like Spider-Man and Iron Man were the new Marty and Doc. All right, so I'm gonna get into
wait, Tom Holland's in this?
Yeah, Spider-Man.
Why do I think the dude from Kingsman was in it?
Oh, my man Taylor Edgerton, he would have been he wasn't even better. They're too young. Yeah. Like Nathan Drake, like I said, like he's a man, like he's an older dude type of deal. But like these guys are like kids. Like even when they have like flashback scenes, they're like, oh, this is when I was 10. It's like, brother, but you're 13 now. Like, why are they like a whole different actor? And stuff like that. I will say that the girl who plays I want to say the character's name is Chloe. Like I said, not really familiar with these games. I want to say this is one of her first acting roles I've ever seen her in. She's like probably the only character by the end of the movie like I actually liked. Because like that's what I mean. Is like by the end of the movie, I was like
outshowed by the rookie.
Yeah, and it's like, you know how like when you watch a movie, you're supposed to go on a journey with them, and then like they're either flawed or they have some sort of flaw, and then by the end of the movie, they kind of figure out that flaw, and it's like now you like this person because you've been on this journey with them. I feel like Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg's character didn't do that, but the Chloe character did. And I was like, oh, I actually like this. Cause like there's going to be a second movie, no doubt. Like they have like 2 different post-credit scenes teasing the second movie. So it's definitely coming out. I was like, I'm cool with seeing her, but I was like, they need to figure out a lot of this stuff with these other 2 characters before we get there.
It's over. It's over before we got started.
So just to give my quick nasty review scale, so then we'll move on to the spoiler topic of it. So my scale usually goes full price, matinee, $5 Tuesday, Redbox, and catch it on streaming, or you can just miss it. And I think this falls into the $5 Tuesday category. Okay. It's like you can see it, but I don't
see you really down a movie to where like you could wait for this joint.
Yeah, I was
except for 355, and you haven't even seen that.
Yeah, like, that joint is you could miss it. That's what I'm saying. It's like you could have missed that one. So yeah, from here on out, it's gonna be spoiler talk. So like, if this is kind of like where you're checking out, make sure you like and subscribe. Let us know in the comment section what you think about this new format.
You want to talk about the movie that's coming out before you get to the spoilers?
We can do that. Go ahead. Pop it in.
I think that makes more sense because then somebody gets to the spoilers, they may miss that review.
You right.
Based on thinking the spoilers is coming.
Handle that giant. Throw it out there. Throw it out there.
Look at me turning into Joel right quick and you becoming Raisin right quick. All right, so we do.
It's about time you help me co-parent in this.
Wow. Sent the checks. You shouldn't have spent them on your hair. You all right?
Yeah.
All right, so we got a movie coming out called The Adam Project.
Yes.
All right, because I know when I sent you, I was like The Life of Adam or something like that.
But I was like The Life of Brian, the Monty Python movie.
Right. So it's definitely called The Adam Project, and it stars boy from Deadpool.
What's his name? Go on.
I don't know. He was also in
what else is he also
in? The Good Guy, I think it was the video game movie.
Free Guy.
I don't know.
He's in Van Wilder. That was a really popular movie. Yeah. Ryan Reynolds.
There you go. Ryan Reynolds.
Pikachu, a Detective Pikachu.
I did not know that. I did not know that. But yeah, Ryan Reynolds has a movie coming out called The Adam Project. It looks pretty interesting, only because I like seeing movies that I can go see with my little homie. And I think this is something that'll be interesting to him as well. But Ryan Reynolds basically plays an older gentleman who is, I'm assuming, trying to save the world from outside Earth invasion.
We don't know what
we don't know exactly what it is. So I don't want to make the assumption, which is why I was segueing that way. But basically, he has gone back in time and he meets a young kid who's kind of like becomes not like his partner, but kind of like his sidekick throughout the movie.
Oh, wait, did you really not peep the trailer? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, I did. Let me get to it. And then that sidekick, he knows, and the younger sidekick ends up finding out that the older gentleman, Ryan Reynolds, is the older version of himself. So he sees him. He's like, hey, we got the same scar. He's like, you're also wearing my dad's watch. You are me. And then it's just like throughout the movie, like he's working with his younger self. He sees his dad again. It's like this whole experience. I'm pretty sure it's going to be some tearjerker moments in there.
We tapping in on daddy issues. You already know this about this.
Especially after watching Cosby. So definitely need some strong parents again. But yeah, so it looks interesting to me. It looks like it'll be a good watch.
I'm just confused because you are very much against time travel movies, especially when people go to the past to try to fix stuff. Like you hate that stuff.
I do.
So like, why are you so interested in this one all of a sudden?
Because I get to go see it with my son. It looks like something he'll be interested in. I like those father-son moments.
So
I'm definitely gonna be in the movie like he's not supposed to. Like even when I saw the previews, I was like, he's not supposed to be talking to his younger self. Doesn't that ruin the timeline? Because now he knows about his older self. I was just like, yeah, this is whack. But
I'll tell you right now, I have these thoughts like all the time. Like I'm obsessed with like going back in time and like fixing things and like stuff like that. And like I always think like, what would I tell my younger self for my younger self to believe that I am my future self? You know them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, cause think about it. Like, if you went back in time and you tried to talk to your younger self, and you were like, "Yeah, future you," like he'd be like, "Yo, get up out of here."
Mm-hmm.
Like, so you'd have to say something for him to understand that it's like you. Like, what would you say?
I would tell him about that time, about that lie he got away with.
Like, I mean, you was just a liar. So like, I think anybody can know that. Like,
no. I'm like, hey, remember when you did this and you said this and you thought you was getting in trouble and you didn't?
that's the best thing you got.
The only person you would know that is myself, and he would know that.
I feel like it wouldn't take very much to convince younger me. Like, I don't think that younger me is like an idiot, like by any sense of the imagination.
I feel like you would show up to younger you and you'd be like, hi. You'd be like, you're older me.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, I think you figure it out pretty quickly. It's I'd be like, hey man, so, and he's like, before we get started, are you older me? I'm just glad that we have already got past this part. Right. He's like, all right, what do we need to fix? Am I really the hope for all humanity? Because I'm like, it was bleak then. If that's the case, they sent you back.
You can't mess with stuff though, man. You can't
and he'd be
mess
like,
with stuff.
He'd be like, damn. Stay away from the dominoes, huh? And I'm like, yeah, bro. Like, a sit up every other morning wouldn't kill you. Let me just say that.
Our podcast is like Slim Weight Bros. It's like
on my TV now because I'm done.
Right.
Because first of all, I'm tattooing all the lottery numbers on me, stuff like that. And I'm passing them on to him. Come on.
You're gonna be that guy. You're gonna be Biff. You're gonna be Biff.
No, see, the thing is, I mean, yeah, but like Biff uses it for evil. Yeah. I know who I am, and it's like money doesn't change me to the point where I start doing evil stuff because I've always wanted to do evil stuff.
Yeah, but that lottery that you win becomes a lottery that someone lost.
Yeah, and whoever that bum ass person didn't give me none of that money, so like I don't care about that.
No, you don't know how. You ever seen the butterfly effect?
100%. I love the butterfly effect.
Perfect example.
What's the example? Like the thing is, like
every time he tried to fix something, it made something worse.
Worse? He made stuff different. He didn't make it worse.
Whatever.
Like, you know, like
and then you have nothing to go home to.
What do you mean?
Like your reality that you left from, you have nothing to go home to because once you give younger Joel all this information, it changes everything that you go back to.
Well, I mean, do you believe, are we using multiverse or no? Because like in the multiverse,
oh my goodness, this is gonna take forever. Forget it.
But it's like
it's just a trailer.
But if that is the case, then yeah, like if I think that whatever I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be better off for it. Anyways, like why do I want to come back? Because I'm doing better now.
So what do you do with you? With current you, what do you do?
I don't exist anymore.
I
think you underestimate like the level of selflessness that I have. Is like, are you telling me that like I have to stop existing for my younger self to have a better upbringing and a better existence? I will do that.
That sounds crazy.
It sounds, yeah, because you don't have that in you, bro.
No, I'm not saying that because I, of course, the younger you, but still, everyone else that is.
I love the fact that this is what this podcast turned into. I can't tell you, like, this is the best part.
Think like your nieces or nephews that don't get born.
That stinks. It's like
What about your like some life-saving moment for your brothers that ends up not happening and then like they're not there? Like it's so many different. You watch The Flash, right?
Yeah.
All right. Remember when Cisco lost his brother? Yeah. Because of something Barry Allen did? Yeah. It was like everybody's cool, but I lost a brother, fam. Like I'm not cool with that.
You lost your brother in a car crash, bro. Like, yo, relax.
He didn't lose his brother at all before Barry was.
He lost like his parent or something like that before. It was just a different person that swapped out. And that was the Diggle thing too, where it was like, oh, you trying to tell me that I have a daughter and now I have a son. I'm like, you still got a kid, bro. Like, relax. Like, yo, like, why are you watching? And it's like, yeah, you can be mad about this kid that you thought that you had that you don't know that you had. Like, what are you talking about? That's what I'm saying. If I was Barry, I'd be like, yo, like, I put my life on the line every single day. And like, I had to literally watch a supervillain murder my mother in front of my eyes over and over and over again. And because your brother died in a car crash, like you're mad at me? Yo, suck a dick, nigga. What are you talking about? I just fought a fucking, I just fought a talking gorilla the other day. And it's like, you want to sit here and talk to me about that? What are you saying?
He didn't do this to protect anybody. He did it for his own selfish intent.
It's not selfish. If I saved my mother's life, that's the complete opposite of selflessness. Selfishness is selfless. I saved a person's life.
But you're not doing it for her. You're doing it for you.
She's alive. It's for her. What are you talking about? She can now breathe and live and exist. She can now see.
He immediately knew he made the bad decision.
He did not. I don't agree that.
You're right, because he chilled for a little bit in whatever little multiverse that he invented, and then he was just like, you know what, this was wrong.
And then he was like, because other people were like, Barry, that's a little wrong, and he was like, wow, like so now I have to go there and let let somebody kill my mother because everybody else is upset.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that y'all had to go through this.
No, it just doesn't make any sense.
I apologize. Get to your spoilers.
No, I just look up because like I've seen like the clip of like Reverse Flash talking to Flash, and he's like, "Yeah, all because you wanted to save your mommy." Like all this happened, and it's like
I've never seen that.
Yeah, it's
one of the bits and pieces of the show.
It's one of the animated movies, and he's just like, "Yeah, because you didn't save JFK from being assassinated. You saved your mommy," and it's like,
facts.
Yeah, I did, and it's like, why is that? I don't understand why people think it's a bad day. If I save a girl from getting hit by a truck, that's a good thing. I save someone from getting murdered, it's a bad thing? That makes no sense. No, like, what the hell are you talking about?
No, because you're taking out the stuff. Forget it. Let's go, because this could go all day.
Yeah, like
this could go all day. This got to be an off-cam discussion, man. And we'll let you guys
I'm so glad that this is where this got. This is so crazy. I can't wait to see this Ryan Reynolds movie just to be like, thank you. And now this man can stop an alien invasion. And I'm just going
to be like, thank you. Now look what happens. Like, no.
We just watched the whole Chris Pratt movie where he goes back in time for the future war that's getting ready to happen. And it's like he saves everyone in it, and it's like that's the point. Like that's the point is you save lives. Like you went back in time, like you did all this other stuff, and it's like you save stuff. That's what we're all here for, right? How many people in existence could say that they legit saved a person's life?
For what price?
The person's life. They exist now. They exist now.
But something else is always lost. That's what I'm saying. Something else is always lost. See, right there. That's not selflessness.
But like, you're not telling me like what the loss is. Like, what's the loss? Like, if you're telling me that like I save like my mother's life and like now my sister's deaf. It's like, yeah, it sucks that like you're deaf, but it's like two people are alive now, and it's like now like like it's just different. It's different, and it's like, does it kind of suck? But it's like, yo, it's like what are we talking about?
Leave something in the comments.
So you're telling me that you're hearing.
I feel like this one's
telling me that you're.
No, let's move on. I feel like this one's gonna blow up.
Your hearing is more important than your life, is what you're telling me.
I feel like this one's gonna blow up.
That you wouldn't give up your hearing for this person to be alive, is what you're telling me.
No.
That's what I heard.
No. You're not equating the two. I'm talking about you save this person, these three people die.
Oh, now it's three people. Now multiple people have to die. People I don't know.
And no, these are people you know. In the Barry situation, situation, it wasn't one person. It was a whole group of people whose life got changed because of the decision that he made.
Changed. They're still alive.
No, there has been some change in life. So like, old boy lost his brother. Old dude said he had a daughter instead of a son.
If I'm correct, in the Flash television show, his brother died in there too because a villain killed him. And it was like, now your brother was alive in this reality and they actually have a good relationship, but now he died in a car crash. Your brother still died in each thing.
I don't know.
It's just like he died in a different way. And it was like, I think he got crippled and then he died or whatever. Like, yo, get up out of here with all that nonsense.
Oh, you're so spicy. Get to your spoilers, man. Yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait.
All right. So like, I'm going to try and speed through this like the best I can. Okay. I think the highlights of this movie are, I think some of like, first of all, the adaptations of the settings of a lot of the things that happen in the video games, I think look pretty decent. Like they look pretty good. Like there's a lot of very iconic scenes from the video games, like where he's like hanging out of the plane and stuff like that. I really wish that these things weren't in the trailers. Tom Holland is an amazing like stunt actor. Like he definitely
like doing his own stunts.
Yeah. Like he can definitely, if he really wants to, go like the Tom Cruise route where it's like he's doing like a lot of his own parkour like in this movie and stuff like that, and it's like a lot of chase scenes and stuff like that, and like he looks pretty good like doing like a lot of that stuff. But like I feel like now I need to transition to the bad stuff. Like I said, I don't think he's a very good Nathan Drake. I think Tom Holland is just being Tom Holland and not being fully immersed to the Nathan Drake character. The same thing with like Mark Wahlberg and the Sully character. Mark Wahlberg is just like a jerk throughout this whole movie. And it's just like normal Mark Wahlberg is like, he's a sarcastic jerk, but it's like, he's kind of lovable at the same time. He like doesn't have that lovable thing. Like he's just sarcastic and there's no jokiness to it. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, oof. I'm like, why is he like this to him? Like what he treats this, like everybody in this movie like crap. And then it's like, he has like a very minimal redeeming scene like at the end of the movie and everybody's like, oh, he's a better person. I'm like, nah, he still sucks. And it's like in the post-credit scene, like they show, it's like, nah, this dude still ass.
Go to Wahlburger tonight and skip out on the tab.
I mean, you can do that if you want to. That's it. If you just put that on camera, that's premeditated now. Like, I mean, that's all I can do.
They won't know it's me.
And then, so we talked about Reacher earlier, right? And it's like how we talk about like how Reacher, when he is figuring out like either like a crime scene or like this evidence, and like he's putting the pieces together. He takes us along that ride with him, so like we also feel like we figured this thing out as well. This movie is like very bad at doing that. Like things just move like really, really fast, and it's like it almost seems like it's all by like pure coincidence, or it's just like we're dumb because we don't understand the things that they know about like these like ancient civilizations and stuff like that. Like they're literally like looking at a map and it's like this treasure has been lost for 600 years and no one's been able to figure out. It's like, well, what no one figured out is that this is a different time zone and the time zone is this far apart. So like we think it's at this degree, so it's actually this degree. I don't know why no one's ever figured this out before. And then it's like they're off, and I'm just like, what was that? Like this is what I'm saying is like there was a lot of just like, oh my goodness, like this is rough.
Trying too hard. Doing too much.
And it's like the movie's kind of supposed to be like an adventure movie mixed with like a heist movie, because that's what they are. Is like not only are they archaeologists, like all this other stuff, but like they're like thieves. Is like they steal. Like the movie's all about like Magellan's map, and it's like the secret lost treasure and like all this other stuff.
So you tried to redo the Italian Job.
Not that crazy. It's not that type of heist. But then it's like, at the end of the movie, like they have like the team come together moment, and it's like it never really works for me. And it's just like this whole thing is just crazy. I think a good movie to really compare it to is like the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Like the Pirates of the Caribbean movies do it better. Like everybody's looking for Davy Jones' locker, and it's like they find little pieces along the way to get them there. But this movie, like I feel like they just like they figure things out. Like there's literally like a cave carving that has like an arrow pointing that way, and they're legit just following the arrows. And then it's like, oh, like, and then there's a keyhole here, and this thing looks like exactly like the key. And then like and it's like that. I'm like, what is this? Like, who is this movie for? It's like that's my thing. Yeah, so like that's why I said $5 Tuesday. And it's like honestly, you could probably watch it on your phone. And I know that if you do watch it on your phone, you're not gonna finish it. That's how it's like the movie was very mid. So like that's all I really have for it.
It's crazy. All right. Any other trailers looking forward to?
Nah, nothing yet. There is something coming up this week. I just can't remember off the top of my head. But like
when's Batman coming out?
March 3rd. So we got like 2 weeks for that.
What about Black Adam?
That's April, I believe.
Okay.
But so I'm taking a trip in March to go visit one of my friends for a very personal reason. I've decided to hold off on seeing the Batman for that weekend to go see it with him when I make the trip the very next weekend. So I'm going to be about a week late on that review, and I'm going to try to stay off Twitter, no spoilers, no nothing like that, to form my own opinion on it.
What about when we do the show and I spoil?
What do you mean?
I'm going to go see it.
You're not going to the theaters to go see it.
I'm going to shock you.
You about to be like, penguin crazy. Oh, Riddler tripping.
I might cast it to the TV.
And I was like, that joint's going to be mad grainy footage too. Like that's going to be like in the theater, like you're chewing popcorn. I'll never forget. I had a Bad Boys 2 DVD that was recorded like that. And the dude fell asleep in the middle of the movie and tilted the camera, and the entire like last 45 minutes of the movie was like just there. It was like waist down. It was like waist down. Man. But it was like in the beginning of the movie, like anytime Martin Lawrence said something, he was like, ha ha! Like he was dying. I was like, I know that like we should be mad, but I was like, this is like the greatest movie of all time because this dude like ruined it. This crazy. And I used to bring it to parties and be like, yo, can y'all check this out? And people be like, yo, this is crazy. I was like, yeah, we'll pay $3. But I was like, I think it's well worth it. I've gotten the use out of it.
Talking piece. Yeah. Do you still have it?
No, after like moving so many times, like it's got lost in the shuffle. You know what I mean?
Dang. All right, so I guess we'll end with our cultural gem.
Oh,
I think that'll round out our movies for Popcorn Poppy.
Go ahead.
All right. So this week, all right, because remember I said I didn't want to go comedy, so I went action, coming back to the comedy. So this week I'm going with Class Act.
Blade Brown.
Let's
go ahead.
And Duncan Penderhughes. For those of you who don't know who those gentlemen are, those are none other than the music group Kid and Play. So Kid was the one, like fair skin,
Blade Brown,
big eraser top.
No, that's Kid is Duncan. My fault.
Duncan Penderhughes, and then Play is Blade Brown, brown skin gentleman, short haircut. I believe their real names are both Christopher.
I think so. One's Christopher Reeves.
Yep.
Or Reed.
No,
Christopher Reed.
Christopher Reed. Yep. And hold on one second. I got you because I know you're gonna be like, where can you watch it at? You can watch Class Act on YouTube.
Of course.
Oh, of course.
Of course. YouTube always got your back a bit.
Always got your back. And Amazon Prime as well. So the premise of the movie is kid who plays Duncan Hughes is like a nerdy kid who is not popular and doesn't get along with anybody. He just gets bullied a lot, and he wants to be a popular kid. Blade Brown is like a juvenile delinquent who nobody messes with. He's all about his street rep, and but he wants to become a better person in school. So he's like, all right, we're gonna switch personality. So I get to be chill and laid back without having to worry about my rep, and you get to become popular for a little bit and get good grades for me so that I don't have to worry about getting in trouble. So in that time, Duncan Hughes becomes Blade Brown becomes Duncan. And
well, it's like it's a simple mishap in like the main office where it's like they just mix their names up. And so like, yeah, it's like you just go to class, no one knows what either of you look like. So it's like you're just gonna pretend to be me. I'm gonna pretend to be you. It's like Freaky Friday without actually switching bodies.
Right. And through all that, they remain themselves, but they start to take on some of the characteristics of the person they are trying to be. And it's just a hilarious movie.
I think it doesn't get enough credit, and I don't think a lot of Black movies, especially in the 90s, get enough credit in general for just like how truly smart it is. Because like the real underlying issue of it, or the underlying message of it is your environment matters. Because like once Blade Brown becomes Duncan and he's in the smarter classes, it's like he's not really much different. Like he just like is like a little bit quieter for the most part. And it's just like, you know, because everybody's so much smarter and the expectations are different, like he just naturally changes to fit his environment. And the same thing with Duncan, when he becomes Blade, it's like, you know, like nobody gives a crap about any of them in that class. And it's like, they're surprised that he knows any type of his work. So like, he's still acing his classes, but it's like in the environment that he's in, like, that's not what's important to them. It's like, what is important is the street rep. So he just has to become that more. It's like that. And it's like, that's what I mean. Is like, I don't think they get enough credit for how smart it actually is.
Yeah. And through all that, they both meet ladies that they would not usually meet if they were in the opposite environment, only to come to find out that they still have more similarities than what they know. So yes, one is named Christopher Reed. That's the kid. Yep. Christopher Martin is Play. Also got Dougie Doug in this. If y'all don't know who Dougie Doug is, he's Sanka from Cool Runnings, which is also a cultural gym.
Not gonna talk about Cool Runnings.
Nope. We have Karen Parsons, who played Hillary Banks in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You also have Thomas Ford, R.I.P. Tommy, who played Tommy and Martin. So
what does GTD stand for?
GTD?
Yeah. Come on, Tommy. What does GTD stand for, Tommy? Like, I got the draws. I got the draws. Come on. You don't remember that from Mario when he's on the court?
No. Yo, no, I don't remember. Yo, there are so many people in this movie. I didn't even notice that before. But yeah, it's that's what it is. It's Class Act. It's it was made in 1992.
I know, right? I was 3.
So crazy. That was so crazy. So yeah, Class Act, Duncan Hughes, and Blade Brown. Go ahead and check it out. All right. You got anything else?
So Cole, you telling me that you about to start working with Tommy? How much they paying? I don't know. When do you start? I don't know.
Where's it at? That building downtown. The gray one? Yeah. Nah, not that one. The building next to it.
Because Tommy ain't got no damn job. Oh, you don't got no job either. Like,
yo. Hilarious.
I don't really have anything. I know we're getting ready to do part 3 so we can do our NBA All-Star Roundup, stuff like that. So I said, make sure you guys like and subscribe, comment, let us know if you like the new format, if there's some things you want to see differently.
Talk about time travel so we can get this guy up out of here.
Like I can do like whatever other podcast wants to bring me on there and like really talk about it. Like I'm down. I think like when people talk about like I'm an overthinker and it's like they're thinking about things that don't matter. This is the type of stuff that I'm thinking about is like time travel and like what would I say to myself? What would I actually change? And like all this other stuff. You know what I mean?
We'll holla at y'all.